and welcome to this edition of Referees Corner Excellence in Action. I'm your host, Earl Basden. Joining me is the head of the Bermuda Football Association referees, Mr. Cranston Williams. Mr. Williams, we right now in the sport of football are in a crisis when it comes to officiating. How close are we on the verge to that close? We're that close on the verge to having games halted with him even kicking himself off, or he got kicked off, one or the other. We'll hang around and see when Mr. Williams makes his way back. But obviously, right now, with the fact that Mr. Williams has had the opportunity to have overseas officials come in and assist the local officials in making sure that matches are being played, we still have this issue of shortage of officials. And that's where I think we lie right now. And we are just awaiting Mr. Williams to return. He was on momentarily a few minutes ago, but unfortunately he has dropped out, and hopefully he gets back on relatively quickly so we can continue our conversation and find out and get more details of what it is we need right now, because we are in a crisis when it comes to local officials in officiating these local matches. And we have Mr. Williams back. Well, Mr. Williams, I was in the process of asking you, and then obviously we must be in a crisis because you dropped right out. But
I know what's going on. Like internet, something's a little crazy.
You and I talk a lot, and anyone that's in and around football can see it. We're in a very, very dangerous position right now when it comes to officiating, aren't we?
I wouldn't say a dangerous position. I would say that things have to change in terms of we kind of been victim of our own success to a certain degree, because we've had a lot of youngsters come through the program, and now these youngsters are matriculated off to university. So that has kind of, I guess you want to say, hindered us to a certain degree. And then also what's happening in the community in terms of antisocial behavior. A lot of parents are sending their young boys in particular away earlier to, they don't want them, as they say, to get caught up or to become a victim of what's happening. So then I think on top of that, the abuse from the spectators in particular is where a lot of the youngsters' parents are like, I don't want my child exposed to that. So we are at a critical stage, yes. But on the flip side, I think that we as a community and a collective that care about football can reverse it. And it's all about how we do it. Sure. I have tasked my local referees with, as the president says, using the laws of the game to assist you. In Bermuda, we have this familiarity piece of, I know Earl. So in a game, Earl could say what he likes to me because, I don't take it personal. That's Earl. They end the game. And it's all over, our tradition will be doing on a Sunday. And I'll see you up the hill and everything's fine. But in a game, if I'm the referee and you're a player, it needs to be I am the referee. You separate that from Cranston and Earl knowledge on the outside of football. Mm-hmm. I think that's where, as a community, we have to understand. And then also when you have the youngsters stepping up their matches, it's kind of like an intimidation factor from the older players. Because if you have a youngster 15, 16, 17 on the line, and you've been around playing football since Thy Kingdom Come, and he makes a call against you, don't like it, your first thing, hey, what you doing? Or her, what you doing? And so, of course, they get intimidated. And that's where I think we just have to understand, without them, there is no game. Or you can have a game, but it'll be somebody who hasn't gone through a referee training course, who is probably not going to keep up with play. And they're like, and then you're going to have even more of an issue. So, yeah, it's a catch-22 situation where, for me, I think as a community, we can do better as it relates to the referees. No, I'm not going to sit on this call and tell you the referees have perfect games and they get everything right and all of that, because I know some people are going to say Williams always defending the refs. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that we, as a collective, including the referees, can we do better and deliver a better product at time? Yes, we can. But, everybody has to work together.
Yeah. I'm often one that when I ask when people say, oh, did you see the bad call the referee made? And I would then turn around and say, well, did you see the amount of times your team gave the ball away? So does one offset the other? But you want to cry down the one decision that you think it was the worst decision of the match when your team made several bad decisions in giving the ball away at crucial times, whether it was a goal scored or not. But talk about that first. Fix your team, and then see if the referees can fix their team. But again, in all sports, the officials are blamed no matter what they do.
Win, lose, or draw. It's always the
Yeah,
officials.
no matter what they do.
Always.
However, as you pointed out, we're Bermuda's a small community, and everybody knows everybody, and that's just the thing. I think a lot of stuff is taken for granted because you're either the person's neighbor, cousin, or you're somehow related, or somehow you've known each other all your lives. But when it comes to a match, you have to be able to separate that, and so must the fan. Because I mean, I recall, what was it, about just before the pandemic, where a referee stopped a match and had a spectator removed from the grounds. You know, and you don't want to see that, but at times you have to start making statements and say, listen, we're not going to tolerate this on a regular basis. We can't tolerate it. So how have you instructed your match officials to address it and to also protect those youngsters? Because I know when you have youngsters on the line, you usually have a senior official in the middle whose eyes and ears are open when somebody targets one of those youngsters.
We don't want to get to the stage of where in other jurisdictions, I know that if somebody is berating the official, the game will get stopped, then you're asked to leave. The game does not commence until that spectator is out of the grounds. Normally it's the police or somebody to escort them out of the grounds.
Right.
Like you said, Bermuda's a small community and pretty much, everybody knows everybody. My thing is that it's been allowed and has been tolerated. Whether it's good or bad, no, it's not good. I shouldn't say whether it's good or bad. No, it's not good because we've lost several young aspiring officials because of that same reason, where somebody shouting at them and they're like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I've seen actually a couple of my current FIFA people before they got on the list turn around and say to somebody who be rating them, okay, can you do better than me? Come and take the flag. And then the person stops talking because he's stand on the side and say what they could or should see or not see. But I just think that one of the things, and with the marketing side of the BFA, what we're looking to do is start posting out laws of the games to the fans and see how many of them actually get it right, to see how well versed they are in the laws of the game, to then be able to say, did you get that right when you're shouting at AR? They weren't with play or wasn't offside or what's a handball? Because of course, everybody knows the game based on what they watch on TV or on PlayStation. And that's a couple of things we're working on. We're also working on having regular meetings with the club presidents because I think they have a big part to play in this as well. And even the referees to say everything, it's a relationship. That's how I look at it. Like during the preseason, when clubs are doing the training, we try and get the referees to go and officiate those matches. So you develop a relationship from early. So they get to see the referees are training just as hard as you. So clearly when you're there saying, hey, what are you calling? Or as some of the players like say, the referee is cheating. Like, what does the referee have to gain by, as you say, cheating? That makes no sense to me. Right. They're there to, just make sure that the game's played in the way it should be. So I found this, especially this particular year, it's like been very, very interesting. Knowing games had to be rescheduled right after COVID and not having enough match official, which is a first for me. So many people getting away or injured or unavailable to work commitments and all that. So it was rather interesting to see where I think it was like for 3 to 4 weeks, games had to get rescheduled. There's no referees. And it was amazing when you go to a ground and they were like, oh, this game has refs. Like the respect given was unreal. And I'm like, I'm glad Cub is going, but I'm saying maybe he needs to come back to get that level of respect again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You've had the luxury, and I'll say it's a luxury, and Bermuda football has had the luxury of having FIFA officials come down and assist in ensuring that our matches are played. having these qualified FIFA who have experienced in World Cups at all ages, having them come to Bermuda, how much of a plus is it for Bermuda football? Not just, you know, for Bermuda football itself, because these are no slouches that have been down here.
Yes, as I stated, everything's about a relationship. So for me, this whole process, actually, like you said, earlier, we've talked a lot. I remember when COVID hit, and it was like, how do we keep refereeing in the forefront? And we talked to like, okay, excellence in action, the referee corner. But then it was like, that's just focus on the locals. And then we said, okay, let's do. Remember, you suggested let's do something outside of Bermuda, and that's when I said, okay, CFU or CONCACAF doesn't have this. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
The first three persons I reached out to were Daniel Parchment, Nicholas Anderson, and Stephanie Easing. Now, most people, well, they've probably seen them on TV, but don't know. So, Nicholas, Tier 1 AR at the time, Parchment, Tier 1 referee, and Stephanie, Tier 1 AR. Now, Stephanie has been to a World Cup under 17 final. World Cup. She's also done the final. Nicholas been on the 17 World Cups, and Daniel Parchment referee Gold Cup final, Olympic final. So that is creme de la creme, as you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, talking to them, explaining to them what my vision was and my thought process, they're like, okay. So then it expanded where they just started giving me different people's contact numbers. And every time you had the show, they would my contacts to get different people to come on board.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it was just like, just a talk. And then I was like, okay, you know what? What's your other match officials? How can I get these guys to assist with improving our product? And what I found is, I remember when Parchment and Nicholas, the second game, the Bernard's Park, and it's on North Village. I'll never ever forget it. I'm sure you were there as well. And they warned the goalkeeper, and they talked, and even Parchment. Parchment's a no nonsense official, and he made it clear. Listen, if my game starts 1 second late, somebody's getting fined. So this is what I'm used to. That's what I'm applying. I'm doing here. I remember the clubs like, yo, they're used to doing that chance, and you know how it goes. And Parchment like, this is what's happening. And it was amazing to me to watch the difference, the attitude of the coaches, the players towards Nicholas and him, as opposed to when it's my regular referees. Then when other people start coming, Shane Nason's been here, Jamal, iRoots, Steffi, Crystal, even had Miss Evans was here this weekend along with Crystal Evans, Damian, Narissa, Princess Brown from Jamaica. Mm-hmm. It's a total difference.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I found, and what's his name, plays for North Village. He said it to me at Bernard's Park. The name Tyrell Burgess plays for Village. He said,
he plays for St. George's now.
St. George's, sorry, yes. He says, continue bringing in the overseas referees. Now, I looked at him, I was laughing because Shane Nation standing right beside me. He says, yeah, because even your FIFA local officials raised the standard. And I just giggled. I was like, well, he says, no, I'm telling you, they do. Because it's a difference. And I was like, yes, but can you guys, as the players, handle how they officiate? Because we know the profanity in Bermuda, goalkeepers, everybody, da. But when those guys come, they make it clear. You get like a warning, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they let them know from the beginning of the game. We are here. Once they get to the field, we're in charge. And this is what it is. And you have to go with it. What I liked is that I made all of them, whenever they come, they have to do training on the Sunday, the youth referees in the academy and the other senior referees. They've all embraced it. So much so we've had, I think, 5 maybe youth referee training sessions. Now, Earl, on a Sunday from 10 to 11:30, you have youngsters training in the sun. And when 11:30 comes, they don't want to leave.
Right.
I'm looking like, what you mean I want to go home? You're not getting, nope. When are they coming back, Mr. Williams? And it's just like, the way how they have them going, and because they're top class officials, the parents even messaged me like, thank you very much. My son, my daughter, is very interested. And now I've had an influx of more people.
Right. Well, I saw that the other day.
Yeah, I'd say, no, that was the last one. We're going to continue in January. But I've heard players and coaches say that, them coming has helped to raise the standard. Because especially in regards to one of the biggest thing we have a problem with is the cut socks business. That's been an issue from, I don't know what. And now Some teams don't have to say anything. The minute they look and see it's an overseas ref, everybody starts talking and they just do what they got to do. And I just smile. I'm like, okay, so we do know how to behave. We
Yeah.
can act like civilized human beings on the pitch today. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah. Can we see this continue into 2023 of the overseas officials coming in to assist?
If I have my way, yes. Everything requires money. In the BFA, I must say thank you to the executive because they've kind of told me that I need to go and get people because it's about the players. It's not about the referees. So,
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I've lost persons due to job career changes, work schedule changes, injuries, a lot of different things. So, I can't ask somebody who can make overtime on a Saturday, Sunday to come and officiate when we're told they have to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, yes, we're hoping the doors continue, and we've managed to. I think it's about 12 officials from the U.S. who should be starting to trickle down here in between January to April, and they're
Okay.
closer because of the gateway cities. We also had, like I said, the Bahamians who just left. They left today, and that was good as well. And they, especially young lady that helped out. Miss Evans, she is a beast. I was very impressed with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the whole work ethic, I think, also, and them interacting with our locals, because Bermuda has a very laid back culture. That's just how we are. And, when you're from the Caribbean, you have to kind of fight to get where you want to be and use sports as your way out. So they have a different mindset of how they adapt and do things. For me, 2023, I'm hoping it's going to be a big year for us. For the first time ever in my life, I watched the World Cup. I haven't paid attention to the teams. What I've been looking at is the referees.
Yeah.
And I've been like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, this guy's doing this, that person's doing this. I know there are two CONCACAF ARs that I know were there. I'm like, okay, well, why my two can't get to a World Cup or my three? And so that's where my brain's been plotting to say, how do I get us to the next level now?
Well, you got to get round that other table.
No, I'm going to get there. Don't worry. I'm going to get there. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. So, yeah. And I have to give a shout out to young referees that have come on board. We have one in particular, and I don't want to just highlight him, but there's a young man, Mr. Biz, by the name of Dunstan Desa. Dunstan, he has come out of nowhere and just, taken this refereeing thing by storm. He does the boys league, I think it's under 7, under 9. Then there's a girls league in the afternoon. And he is a no-nonsense guy. Dunstan does not hurt. He, as they say in Jamaica, he don't take no talk. And he lets you know, I am the guy. But he's excellent at what he does. He's been to every training session the foreign refs have been there, and it's almost like he looks and he mimics everything the foreign referees do. And then I have my other youngsters, I have who stepped up yesterday. I have to also acknowledge them. Tajari, Rogers, Saw Smith, Jonah, Trot, Isaiah O'Brien. Who else? You have Janika C that helps us out, Keyshawn Bean, Shavon Nisbet. There's a guys play for PHC. You have Satya, Mateo. Who else? We have a lot of youngsters that do help out.
Right.
And for me, as the overseas refs have said when you've interviewed them, if we can keep some of these people together for the next 5 to 10 years, I'm going to have hopefully 15 to 20 FIFA listed people. Right? Yeah, we should have that many. But it's a matter of the consistency, and I just need the community to get behind and encourage the youngsters instead of quick to criticize them. Come on, people. You got a 10-year-old officiating under 7 match. Why are you going to be shouting, ref, what you calling right that? Like, that's abuse. You know what I mean?
Yes.
10, 11 years old, like, really? He's just out there, or she, or just referee the game.
Sometimes I guess we have to put the parents and the fans further away from the field.
Well,
as they do in other jurisdictions. Like, you cannot come no further than this. Stay over there. You watch the game from afar. Let the coaches do what they got to do. You're just a parent and a supporter. Support. That's it.
I don't know, like Bermuda, because like I said, the way how Bermuda operates, with that close knit community, everybody wants to be close and encouraged. But that's just my thing. It was even like the other night. I was at a game at the BFA under 13. And a parent records the goals for her club. And one of the ARs it was an offside call, and the AR said no, it wasn't whatever recorded. Like, she must record it. She came to me and was like, "Oh, I have the recording. Where's your AR? Because I want to show him that it wasn't offside." And I'm looking at it like, okay, I hear you, but he has to make a split-second decision.
Right.
He doesn't have the luxury of a record to stop, replay, and look at it. I think that's where people don't quite get it.
Yeah.
They're human. They're going to make mistakes, but they're
Mhm.
not out there to deliberately cheat your team.
Right.
And like you said, how many chances did your team miss?
Yes.
But yet they're going to blame the referee or the AR.
Mhm.
But, and also the flip side, I keep stressing to people, if the referees and AR do not show up, then the BFA is not doing the job, or I would have more refs, and then my phone starts buzzing. But I'm like, okay, well, you are abusing them. So when they don't show up, I can't get mad at them because you've been abusing them all this time.
It's almost like, and this is a true reflection. If someone goes to work and every day is abused, and you continue to go to work, you're gonna accept it. You gotta stand up for it. You gotta, if your boss ain't gonna do nothing about it, you find somewhere else to work.
That's it.
You just can't accept it.
And yeah, for me, I'm sure everybody knows when I go to games, I am very abrupt, and I tell people, no, if you say the wrong thing to the referees, I'm gonna abandon the game. I don't care if it's Premier, First Division. If I'm there, I'm there to protect the referees. That's my rule. And I know that's quote unquote not the correct protocol, but then knowing that we're struggling for referees, and to bring in the overseas referees is not cheap. Ideally, I would love to take that money and say, get me a cadre of 20, 30 local referees. But no matter who I talk to for senior matches, oh no, Williams, I help you with the youth, but senior, no, not doing that. And how do we get around
That's been the story for a very long time in Bermuda.
Well, we have to find a way to change that. As I post all the time, changing the narrative. We have to, because we can't sustain just keep bringing in overseas officials. It's got to stop somewhere. We have to build. I firmly believe in building our own.
Yes,
you can have somebody helping you, but I still say there's expertise on the island somewhere, and there are people that can help us. Now, how do I get them to come and help us? That's what I have to figure out. I have to figure that part out. There's a lot of
maybe to be honest, I heard you say earlier you want to have a meeting with the presidents. Maybe a meeting with the club coaches and captains can assist, because they may know someone within their organization that they can actually get to come and assist. See, we keep asking the president's an office person. The president's not a on the field person. You know what I mean? Let's get the coaches and the captains to come in, all have a sit down, understand what's going on, and then they could be the ones to help assist in that back talking, that dress code, all of that on a Sunday or Saturday, whenever you play. They could be the assistants.
I have no problem with that. None. I'm open to any sort of suggestion, because right now, like I said, we need personnel. Because as I tell the competition committee, Mr. Burgess and I go at it all the time, because I tell them, you do not ask a club, a club to have their players to play back-to-back games on a Sunday. But it's the expectation that if, say, I'm officiating up at Police Field, do a Devonshire Colts game, and Cougars is playing down the hill, and I'm short of match official that I expected to leave from up at Police Field and just ride my bike down to Devonshire Cougars, get there 5-3, run onto the field and take up a flag, and the game goes on. I'm like, no, that's not acceptable, because that person just finished doing 90 minutes. So you're gonna get tired somewhere. I don't care how fit the person is, there's gonna be a blockage somewhere. There's gonna be a mental lapse. And it's not like they have a whole length of time to say, go home, get some rest, get a shower, whatever. They're getting from one to the other. And that's where a lot of the injuries come in and all the rest. And when I keep saying it, the games have to go on. I understand that. And when I've asked, you've seen it. The Congress, I've said it a million times, send me 2 people each club. Because we have 19 teams, that's 38 people. If I have 38 new people trained, seniors, hey, I have what I need. Can that happen? I don't know.
Say that one more time.
For each club, because we have 19 clubs, if they send 2 adults to be trained, that's 38 match officials. That eases my whole. I don't need to bring in anybody from overseas because I have 38 local people, and that's what we need. Plus my current crop. So to the club, to the public, you want to get involved, go to BFA 295-2199. And they will direct you to me, and I will make sure you get the best training possible. And know that you do not do it for free. You get paid. The youngsters that do the under 7, under 9, under 11 matches, they get $25 a match. And they have to do what they have to do. So you come on board, you actually FIFA people. They get to travel the world. All they take is just the undergarments and a suitcase. And everything's paid for. So my appeal for tonight basically just to let people know it has been a journey in terms of refereeing. We started out the bottom, where at one point Bermuda wasn't even looked at in terms of having what they call a FIFA assistance course, a referee assistance course. Didn't happen. The instructors were not getting invited anywhere, and we were in the wilderness. I remember when Larry Musson was the president, he used to say, "Hey, I can't go to a congress, I have to keep my head down because we don't have anybody on the FIFA list." And at the time, I was new. I didn't know what he was talking about. Like, FIFA list, what is that? I didn't really even give it any thought. And then Tashawn decided, this is what he wants to do. And so Tashawn being my godson, I became invested in this, and it kept going and kept going. Now he got on the list first, which was a gap of 14 years. For a country like us, that was a huge step. Because at that point, Brian Hall was in charge of CONCACAF. And I remember nominating Anthony Francis, Antoine Augustus, and Stephen Allen for the FIFA list. An email came back and said, "Thank you for your email, but who are these people?" They had no information on them, didn't know anything about them. So literally, we started from the bottom. We built the foundation to now where we are, where I get emails. Oh, Natasha Trott's been appointed to under 17. Steph Maber appointed under 17. Clinton Hayward, under 20. Satia Berthold and Amari Majors, CFU Next Generation Elite Course. Satia and Amari going to the Dallas Cup. They're doing the semifinals and the finals with the CONCACAF FIFA referees. Lloyd Christopher got sent away to be an assessor in the UK, where he did courses under them. Where Radu Petrescu, who hit me up 2 years ago or 3 years ago when COVID hit, flew to Bermuda on his own from Romania and officiated one of our matches because he was just impressed with what's going on in Bermuda. I've had Howard Webb on your show twice for 2 hours.
Yes.
Why? Well, that's because of what they're seeing, how much the referee were progressing. People are coming in and looking and saying, "You have youth referees?" "Yeah." "How old is that person?" 10 years old. "Really? We don't have that. How do you get this good?" So there's a lot going on in the positives, but I just want the community to understand that it's been a journey and we can't afford to lose our youngsters that are in it. We need to encourage them. And yes, we've got, as they say, the older officials, I call them my seasoned officials, who might not be as fit, but they are servicing the game. And you still need to respect them. And that's all I'm asking from the community.
Because the reality is, if those seasoned guys walked away today, there probably won't be any Premier Division football.
That's it.
First Division. One of those leagues will suffer.
And that's it. And, people are quick to say, "Oh, they don't do this, they don't do that." I said, "But are you willing to come and assist? Can you do better?" And then it's quiet. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to come on this evening, just let everybody know the journey. And we're still in that journey stage. We've come a long way, and I know we can do better. And as I stated, after watching this World Cup in particular, Bermuda's going to have somebody at that World Cup by 2026. Which one, I don't know, but somebody's going to be there. And I will say today, I'm making the statement now. And I know Shannon Brothers and Mark Waiters are watching, are grinning, saying, "Yes, that means going to fulfill his mandate." And no, it's not about you all. I know we're going to have somebody at a World Cup. And we just have to. And I try and tell a lot of the players, not that I have anything against Bermuda getting to a World Cup, but I think you'll get there quicker being a referee than being a footballer. And I stand by that statement.
All right. We'll see who makes it first. 2026. Will it be a team or will it be an official?
It's going to be Team 1, FIFA officials from Bermuda.
Okay, then. I heard that.
I said what I said.
I hope Mr. Wade's watching.
I said what I said, Mr. Wade.
He will be grinning from ear to ear right now.
I said what I said. Team 1 from Bermuda. And Mr. Wade, we will have a referee as part of that team.
Oh.
It will not be ARs. It will be a team of a full Bermuda team, referee and ARs. And I'm working on getting the assessor to follow suit as well.
Okay, then. Well, Mr. Williams, thank you very much for this. We will definitely keep an update on what's going on with the officials. Next week, let's try to get some of those youngsters who have come on board to talk about their experience next Monday. How's that?
That works for me. And I just want to say thank you to all the parents of the young referees that have stepped up. I know it has been challenging at times, but I just want to tell them thank you very much because they're doing something positive. Like I tell people all the time when they complain about the youngsters, I said that youngster, you don't know what they had to go to be here today or why they're doing this. I said they could be out in the street getting in trouble, but they're here refereeing a game, which is something positive. So all I'm asking is please encourage all of our officials from the under sevens all the way up to the Premier League. Just encourage them.
All right. Well, sir, hold on one sec. Let's see. You got another compliment.
Oh, yes, Dickie Bird, my boy. That's my yeah.
All right.
Another one that's been there from day one. So thank you very much, Dickie Bird. Appreciate it.
Oh yes. All right. Well, enjoy your night.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one, everybody. Good night.